So here's something you may not know about me. I don't play a lot of mobile games. As weird as that sounds, it's actually true. I mainly use my phone to make calls, message friends, watch videos, and make random TikTok videos with a puppet. Mobile games never come to mind on my phone for various reasons. The dull gameplay that only grabs my attention for a day, the wall of microtransactions that are almost always required to enjoy them, and the big reason, the really cringy ads.
Oh no! My treasure's all gone!
It's time to stop!
I kid you not, I have a folder of games, but only play 4 on a semi-regular basis. One of them being the topic for this video, Dislyte. Now, I was given the opportunity to review this thanks to UberStrategist and the companies that made the game. But I actually was going to review this app regardless of whether they reach out to me or not, because I was genuinely hyped for this game for the previews online. I haven't felt that way for a mobile game since Colorful Stage coming out of Japan. So, what is Dislyte? Well, it's a mobile RPG that's developed by Farlight Games and published by Lilith Games, who also published AFK Arena. You know, the one with Joker in it.
For real?
The game takes place in a world that is inhabited by powerful humans, known as espers. Few were given these powers and abilities, and whether they used them for good or evil was up to them. Many of these are designed after mythological characters, such as Medusa and Anubis, that are dressed in more modern attire. This is explained in more detail in the story mode, but I won't talk about it that much here, since I don't want to give spoilers to those who want to play the game. Now, before I even get into the gameplay, I have to talk about its visuals, because holy crap is it amazing! From the moment I entered the main menu, to the story, and even the combat, I didn't feel like I just played another mobile game. I felt like I was in the world the devs wanted to show us. The menus, battlegrounds, and characters have a lot of personality that I haven't seen in any of the mobile game before this. Even the music is fantastic, and it fits the theme to a T. If I talked about the music in this game, this video would be an hour long. That's how good it is. Going into the characters, not only are these the best parts of the game, but they're also the most creative I've ever seen in a mobile game. As mentioned earlier, many of these are myth characters with modern looks, and they nailed so many of them. You can tell that they did a lot of research into the characters to make them as accurate as possible, while also adding their own flair. And even the ones that may not be based on myths look great too. One of the things I love doing is going through all the espers I have and looking at their animations. They're all really well done. And it goes beyond the esper menu. Even the gacha spawns and battles have stunning animations, especially when they get critical hits. It doesn't happen as often as you think it does, but when it does, man is it a treat. It's stuff like this that makes me appreciate this game more than I should have. They did not have to go as hard and in-depth as they did, but the payoff is definitely more than worth it. Alright, I rambled on about the visuals a bit longer than I thought. Let's dive into the gameplay. As with most mobile RPG games, it's simple and to the point. You battle opponents with a team of up to 5 with different job and elemental classes, and take enemies down to win and progress depending on the mode you're playing. There are 4 elemental classes here: Wind, Flow, and Infernal, all having a weakness and resistance flow, while Shimmer doesn't, probably to balance out the game a bit. You also have 4 job classes, being Fighter, Defender, Controller, and Supporter. Fighters are the main attackers, defenders take hits for your team, supporters are there to heal and give buffs, and controllers inflict status and debuffs on opponents. Simple as that. Each fighter has 3 moves, one that can be used in a limited amount of turns, and 2 that are more powerful but require a few turns of cooldown. There's a lot of moves and characters, and explaining them would take way too long. About as long as flying to and from Japan 3 times. The main campaign is the story mode. But that's not the only thing here. There's also trials, letting you take on giant monsters, an infinite tower, and a grid of challenges, and arenas where you can battle other people's teams. And I know a lot of you like rhythm content, so I'm happy to say this has a rhythm minigame as well. And it's actually pretty good for being optional. There's 4 difficulty levels, 3 of which you unlock as you complete one after another, a unique mechanic where you rotate to match the colors instead of tapping the screen, and a track selection that actually slaps. This is seriously a good way to unwind from the RPG, and it rewards you with a decent amount of gold, one of the 2 in-game currencies. And that's just a portion of what this game offers. There's more I haven't unlocked yet, and that's because a lot of these are level locked. It's a good way to encourage replayability in my books, though I do wish the levels to unlock were slightly lower, maybe by like 1 or 2. But then again, I'm okay with playing this more and more, so you got me. I almost forgot to mention the game's form of gacha, the Echo. It has one of the most fun ways of getting summons ever. You could spin a record, and while it doesn't increase the odds of getting a rarer character, it's just fun to do and it's optional. I think I've done it more times than I'd like to admit here. While I love this game and how much thought and care is put into it, there are a few gripes that I have with it that hopefully get improved upon. First off is the story. Without spoiling it, it's bare minimum. Nothing really engaging and pretty bland. Thankfully, you can choose to skip the story scenes entirely and watch them later. It definitely saves the skip button. Well played. Then there's advancing the Espers and Relics. For the Relics, you can enhance them to level 15. What's annoying though is that they can fail to enhance, and the likeliness increases the higher the level. If it fails at the max number, it will gain that level guaranteed. I get it is supposed to be more difficult to get higher levels, but I feel it's more irritating than rewarding, having the game tell me I failed and wasted gold, which can be used to buy stuff in the store as well. And maybe it's just me talking for me, but maybe adjusting the success rates just a bit would make the enhancements less of a hassle. Plus I like swimming in gold. Like that one duck. The Espers use what's called a resonance. Basically, if you have duplicates of the same Esper, you can give them resonance stars, and energy that can be used on stats. There's a catch though. You can only use 6, period. Once it's maxed out, you can't use any more dupes you may have. I'm not pleased with this. Now I have actually researched what you can do with the extras you may get, and that's fusions. The only problem is that it can't be unlocked until you're at a really high level, and that's the only other time you can use them. I don't understand why you can't use more of these to get extra energy or release them to get gold, as those would give you more reasons to use the extras. I'll give him credit for finding a way to not flood the screen with the extras though. This is pretty clean. And lastly is the microtransactions, aka the meat of mobile games. I get that this is the norm for many apps, but I feel this game shells it in a bit too much. Some for very little rewards. There are options to pay for both crystals and gold records separately, which serve two different purposes, so I can let them slide on that one. Although funny enough, you can use crystals for the records. And then there are the month passes and season passes, with tiers on top of that. Many of these offer items and crystals or give you multipliers for stamina and gold. These are not necessary as I'm posting this, since you can stock up on the supplies pretty quickly in game. I personally wouldn't pay for these, since I usually don't go too hardcore in the mobile games anyways, but maybe you want to take advantage of them. More power to you, as some of these aren't too shabby in prices. As for me, there's too many of them, so I'll pass until there's something that may get my attention. Overall, Dislyte is a great mobile game, and it's one of the best I've played in a long time. It's simple, stylish, and has a charm that will definitely keep me coming back for more. And if you want to check it out for yourself, please do so. It's more than worth your time. Who knows? Maybe you enjoy the game as much as I have. Well done, you guys. This impressed me. And if you guys are interested in downloading this game, which I highly recommend, I cannot recommend it any higher than I already have, especially with this review, make sure you check out the official website, or it's also available on the Apple Store and Google Play. I'll provide links to all three of those, and I highly recommend you check out the website because it's really clean. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's been a while since I last did a review. If you did, leave me a like. If you played the game, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this game. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell to be notified when the next video goes live here on this channel, and I hope to see you guys in another video. So until we meet again, do remember to take care. That was way cleaner than the last outro recording.